Hello students, today we will discuss one more problem from optics based on the concept of variable refractive index. As per the statement or information given in this question, we can see that the refractive index of medium within a certain space varies with y coordinate, and the y coordinate is represented in the vertically upward direction, and that means that is very obvious that x coordinate will be on the right hand side. A ray is entered, a ray which is entered here. This is the ray which enters in this space, and then after the ray, as per the statement of this question, this ray is moving on a circular path, and this is a circular path of some radius capital R. It has a radius of capital R, and now we have to find out how the refractive index of this space changes with the y coordinate. So it is a very easy question based on the fundamental, easy but fundamental. It's based on the concept of refraction through the parallel surfaces. When a light ray is refracted by multiple parallel surfaces, let's say you have multiple surfaces, refractive index mu1, refractive index mu2, refractive index mu3, refractive index mu4, let's say. And if a ray strike on the first surface, then it refracts, again refracts, again refracts, and the angles subtended by the ray on the interfaces are theta 1, then it's theta 2, then in third medium it is at theta 3 angle, and then finally it has a theta 4 angle. Then according to Snell's law, according to the Snell's law of refractions, we can write down mu1 times sine theta 1 is equals to mu2 times sine theta 2 equals to mu3 times theta 3 sine of theta 3 equals to mu4 sine of theta 4. So this is the Snell's law for case of parallel refracting surfaces, and the same result can be applied here, though it is a variable refractive index, but you can follow the same concept, the same working concept, the same principle can be used here also. If I choose a point at this point, let's say select a point on the ray, and let's say this point is at a height of y. This point is at a height of y from the initial direction of the ray. Let's say this point is at a height of y. Right at this point, the direction of ray will be, right at this point, the direction of ray will be along tangent to the curve. You can represent the direction of ray along tangent to curve at this point, whereas the original direction of ray is given along the x-axis. So the ray was originally directed along the x-axis, and after some time it is at some angle with the x-axis, because the refractive index varies with y coordinate, y direction. So if you draw a line along the y direction which will act like the normal line, draw a line along y axis, and that line will act like a normal. And similarly, you have to draw one more line at this point parallel to the y axis, which will be normal to this point, normal to the curve. Sorry, this is not normal to the curve, this is normal in terms of optics, normal to the interface, normal to the refracting surface. Look, the initial angle between the ray and a normal, initial angle between the ray and a normal is 90 degree. Let's say here the angle between the ray and a normal is theta. Notice that the line parallel to the y axis is the normal line, And if theta is the angle between the direction of ray at this local point and the normal to the refracting surface at this local point, then according to Snell's law, we can say that refractive index at this point, say it is point number 1, and say it is point number 2. So at point 1 and at point 2, I can apply Snell's law. At point 1, let's say we have a refractive index n naught or mu naught, and at point number 1, the angle between the direction of ray and the normal line to the refracting surfaces is 90 degree. So you will put n naught sine 90 degree. Whereas at point number 2, the angle between the ray and normal to the refracting surfaces is theta. So here it should be sine theta, and then the refractive index at this local point, which is at a height of y, which is n at height y. Now I have to find sine theta. In order to find sine theta, we will use some mathematical calculations now. We have a circular arc of radius r. We considered a point at a height y from the initial level. From here, this point is at a height of y. Suppose center of curvature of the arc is at this point. So if I join the center of curvature to the initial point, it is going to be the radius of circular arc. And similarly, if you connect the center of curvature to the local point 2, which is point number 2, and this was point number 1. So if you connect center of curvature of arc to the local point 2, this length is also r. And at this point, which is at point number 2, the ray is along tangent. This tangent is representing the direction of ray, and the normal to the refracting surface at point number 2 is along y-axis. This is normal to the refracting surface, and this angle was considered as theta in the Snell's law equation. So if this angle is theta, right, if this angle is theta, you can prove that this angle will be 90 minus theta. And if I draw a horizontal line through point number 2, if I draw a horizontal line through point number 2, then this angle can be considered as theta. Now sine of theta can be obtained from this triangle. From this triangle, you can find out the value of sine theta. Look, this angle is theta. So sine of theta from this triangle will be equals to this perpendicular length, which is r minus y, over this hypotenuse length, which is the radius of curvature r. And you substitute this sine theta here. And now refractive index in terms of y will be obtained. So if you substitute sine theta, then finally you will get refractive index at a height y is equals to n naught, this r over r minus y. So this was the answer of question, that refractive index at height y should be equals to n naught r over r minus y. Right? If you find any difficulty to understand this question or any concept, you are free to write in the comment box. Take care, stay at home, and all the best for your JEE examination.